You
Hello.
did it. We did it.
Yay.
Okay, I gotta get my face in the middle.
Am I good?
Your face is good. Any way you can put more light on your face, it's like backlit behind you.
Hmm. Let me see.
Hello, friends.
Is
Thanks
that
for
better?
joining. We're getting all set. Yes, it's great. It's totally fine.
Okay, cool. It's a really dark house.
Yeah, that's why it's so peaceful in the
Hmm.
evenings.
I love it.
Hi, welcome. It's
Let me put my
it's like a
headphones
few
on.
minutes before. Yeah, me too. How's your morning going? Uh-oh. Yes, I
Okay,
hear you.
perfect. My morning was going really well.
Good.
I woke up to a dozen roses on my doorstep.
Oh,
I
sweet.
don't know who left them.
Are you kidding?
I swear, there's no note or anything.
Thank you, universe.
That's what I said.
Yes.
I said, thank you
Yeah.
so much, Spirit. This is a beautiful
Yes.
gift. Yeah. And then I went and
Sweet.
bought plants, and he was like, it's Customer Appreciation Day. I'm going to give you 10% off. And I was like, when did you start doing that?
Oh,
I
I
know.
mean,
Amazing.
well,
Mm-hmm.
if his core customer is all busy on Valentine's, then it's sort of smart, right?
Yeah.
Um, sorry, we have two more minutes before I want to really start. And oh, it's so exciting. People are coming. I'm gonna wave. I don't really know what it does. I just waved at you. I guess you just receive a wave. Oh, oh no. We lost Sarah. There she is.
I don't know what happened. Sorry.
I don't know. Internet spotty.
Mhm.
It
Maybe.
can be spotty sometimes. All right. Um,
Hmm.
I went over with you how this usually goes, right?
Hmm.
Um, and it's kind of good because we talked a little bit about what challenge you would bring, and then I completely forgot it. So
Okay,
it will
that's
be
fine. Yeah.
it'll be spontaneous. Um, I was gonna show your work here
Okay. Thank you.
because it's handy.
Hey,
So,
Ortega. Hmm.
hi Ortega, friend of yours?
Hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
What about Arctic Restore USA?
Yes, we did a
Oh,
wreath
nice.
making class together.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, feel free to chat with your peoples.
Hmm.
All right. All right. It's noon. Welcome. You brought your tea?
Hmm.
Nice.
Hmm.
Um, last time I had a little throat tickle and I was like, gotta have water next time
Yeah.
nearby. It's probably psychological as much as anything.
Hmm.
All right. So, welcome. Welcome to
Thank you
Mindset
so much.
Monday, Sarah, and others who might join us. Um, this is Sarah Dunn, one of my
Hello.
favorite people.
Hmm.
Wild Goddess Designs is your business name. I like to start out asking a couple questions of you. The first one is, what led you to start your business?
Hmm. Well, I was going through a pretty big life change about 4 years ago. I was leaving an 8-year marriage and I had two
Mm,
children. And I had worked and I definitely had kind of let my career and sales slow down while I supported my husband at that time's career. and I was teaching yoga. So when I decided I wanted a divorce and I wasn't really sure how I was going to financially do it, I just decided to trust myself and do it anyway. And I spent a week at a self-love meditation retreat at the end of my marriage, like at the end of the year. And there was an art barn there, and I spent multiple days already collecting really beautiful flowers and berries and twigs, and they had a lot of like cut down pine trees. Um, and been collecting stuff, not sure what I was going to do with it, just because I love to forage for different floral and forest things anyway. And the art barn had a wreath frame inside, and I feel like I was just such a clear channel there because Esalen is like one of the most beautiful places ever. It's on the Big Sur coast, and it's just incredible views. And I just started creating a wreath for my first time. I never made one before, and I spent a couple days making it. I mean, I didn't even have wire. I used like twine and tied on everything, and it was so beautiful. It was so stunning that everybody stopped me with this wreath saying, "Are you here to teach a class on the wreath?" And Esalen staff stopped me and said, "Take that to the office. We need to photograph it." And for me, it was really symbolic because it was going to go on the front door of a new house. I knew I was going to move out of the home from my marriage, and I did. I came home within a month. I found a new house, and I put the wreath on the front door of my new home, and everything died on it except for the succulents, and that gave me the idea to make a succulent wreath, and that was kind of the birthing of my business, just being given to me by creator. Like, you're not sure what you're going to do, you followed your heart, and you're doing the really hard thing by leaving your marriage. Here's some idea, here's a business idea for you. So yeah, it's
So
pretty
many things I love
divine.
about this story.
I love that story, I know.
It's just incredible. I mean, you will always have that story, just no
Hmm.
matter what you do or whatever Wild Goddess becomes, it will
Hmm.
always have that origin story that's so powerful. I
I
just
love
was
that.
picturing as you were talking about it, like you sat in that art barn, you saw a wreath, and no one taught you, right? It wasn't like, I don't know, I've heard you tell this story before, and somehow I sort of pictured this, like the art barn has the art barn person who says, like,
Hmm.
here are your available supplies. Like,
Yeah, it
do you
was
want me to help you?
nobody in
No.
there. There was an empty art burn, and there were supplies all over. Um, and that's where I was like, okay, I can't find wire, but I could find string and I could find scissors. So let me just start layering stuff on and like tying it and, you know, yeah,
Yeah.
coming back to it day after day to make it even better after foraging for more stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And when you said it was going to go on this new house, I mean, did you, like, what was that in your mind as you were making it, this new house? Or
Hmm.
just wonder, because of course I believe whatever you
Of course.
had in your heart, right, was
Of
like
what was in my heart at the
really
time.
cooking.
I mean,
And
I
not
think
that
that was.
all of it wasn't in there, but like
Yeah.
just that was like in the pot.
I think the intention was definitely in my heart, and it was also such a uncertainty of where am I going to live and what's the plan going to be. And that was another magical unfolding. So, when we do move through the fear and we're able to connect to our heart and follow through with the path that we can see, even though it's like through the mud, up the hills,
Hmm.
over the mountains, and we
Sure,
know it's going to be the hardest path.
sure.
The rewards are unfolding for us during that time. So I felt very held in a challenging time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, you and I scheduled Monday, like, could can you do this Monday? Can you do that? And of course it's Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
And I was just working on my Mondays, my like thinking about what posts I want to do this week. And I just was totally stuck on like, I think I need to tell my divorce story for Valentine's Day.
Oh,
And just, and I was, of course, thinking of oh, it's so like such a downer from all the like tweet hearts flying around everybody's, couple silhouettes of embraces and stuff. And I bless everybody. But that's not my story right now. And I just thought, like, you know what I can share for about me and along the lines of love and hope is like what I did for myself. I'll just say that.
I love that for this Valentine's Day. Like the word devotion is really
Mm,
feeling the word and how I want to care for myself right now. Yeah.
nice.
And just for you telling that story, like it's your own, it's our devotion to ourselves, and
Yeah.
devotion sometimes means making really challenging decisions or things that are hard. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So I love that piece of your transition came up, like one of your life transitions and how you found courage and it became this
Mm.
business. Like it just that's like such a crux of I see it. I mean, I see it all the time and your story is just a great example of that where our work comes out of this the cauldron, right?
Mm.
Like it's not just like one more thing that I do, but like when it's really connected,
Mm.
it comes from that moment that you're like, I mean, I had shared, Carrie had said this to me before our Mindset Monday last week. If you never jump off the cliff, the universe can't catch you. And it's those moments, right, where you're like, I don't want to be here. And yet, like, it's after that stuff
Mm.
that's like, whoosh, like there's some whoosh, and I'm just really here for it. And really glad that you're embodying that here today.
Yeah, I'm feeling that again. Definitely in my life right now. So
Yeah.
pick me
Yeah.
up, universe.
Yes. I don't know. Do you
and
want to
and I
talk
am
about that?
feeling that. I mean, yeah, just having like certain life circumstances happen in the last month with my son getting ill and almost dying and finding out our house was covered in mold and living now in two different houses and being really tested this weekend. I could share something with you later about that. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
just like, I feel like I'm being tested by the universe that I can trust myself, that can trust myself as a mother. I can trust myself as a parent. I can trust myself to take care of myself.
Yes.
And like deeper in all of that trust in me is the trust in God and spirit and the universe.
Yes.
And through this process, I mean, I felt like the carpet's been ripped up under me and it's like just been like full surrender. Like, my life is yours. Whatever you want from me. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, I don't need any more tests. I understand what you've been
Right.
teaching me. Yeah.
Right.
And like, I'm back in full surrender.
Yeah.
A good one.
Um, I don't have it
But
right
it's,
here, but I heard this yesterday, and I mean, it reminds me, and I offer this to you, where someone said, okay, God, I am open and available to hearing what you want me to hear, to
yes.
seeing it a different way. I'm
Uh-huh.
claiming your power to do whatever you want and bring it, like talk to me about it. And
Mm.
just those words, like I'm open, I'm
I'm
available,
open.
to me was
Mm-hmm.
like, right, we can say, I need this now, please. Like, right?
Mm.
And but part of it is not just like gimme. It's like I'm available. I'm open to receiving. I just forget that that's what we can do, right? Like I can't demand,
Right.
but I can be open.
And we can ask because
We can
we
ask.
need to be able to ask so that the universe knows what it is that we need and want, like with specifics, and to say this is something better. This is my desire, and probably the universe can give it way better than our mind can comprehend. So
For
leaving
sure.
that availability open.
Yes. Yes. This or something better. Yeah, I'm learning to say that.
Mm-hmm.
I want this or more. I want this
Mm-hmm.
or better.
Right. Like
I heard
nothing under
another,
this.
yeah, nothing under this. I also heard another piece about something like may it
Mm.
come in your grace, in
Mm.
your timing, and in a perfect way. Because of
Love it.
course,
Yeah.
sometimes it comes in a way. Oh yeah, you told me
It's
about that
very
book,
challenging. Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
like we don't want it to come in a way that kind of broke us to get us what we asked for,
Right.
right?
And
And
often it does come like that. And I feel
comes in
like
a
the
way that
deep, deep challenges are energetically what pulls out, you know,
Yeah.
the magic from within, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think praying for grace and ease,
Yep.
absolutely.
Yep.
Hmm.
Well, we add our prayers to your current challenges.
Thank you.
I think, can I just say a house? We're looking for a house.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Hmm.
Maybe actually at the end we can say we can, if you want to share whatever you want to share. I'll ask you what you're calling in for your business or for yourself.
Okay.
So what is your greatest joy in your business? So like a thing, a
Hmm.
nugget of like, this is what I'm doing this for, or what I love.
I think it just, I love the feeling of the receiving of the gift on the other end. Like I
Yeah.
try to make everything feel really special and beautiful so that when they receive it, there's just like this kind of um, opening up of joy and happiness.
Yeah.
So whenever I deliver, I get to have that experience. But um, I get to really experience that through my clients now because they get to receive just all this gratitude from their clients, and then I get to receive it back. And it's like I put that out in the beginning, and it's kind of created this beautiful circle of just so much good frequency of thank you and love, and I appreciate you. And
Hmm.
yeah, just getting the messages back from my clients on how much their clients loved the arrangement or how it makes their job easy. It makes their life so easy that I could help provide this service. So it feels good to bring ease to someone else and then beauty to somebody else.
Yeah.
And joy to myself because I like to do it. So it's like all around
Right.
just like a nice high vibe. And getting to
Yeah.
work with plants is, I mean, such a gift. And the message of each plant and even, you know, dialing it down to like putting each plant into the wreath or into the arrangement, like with a prayer or an intention, you know, and oftentimes I'll know why someone's getting the gift. Maybe it's a bereavement or they got a new house, and I just get the opportunity to bless their gift up for them, you know, and they receive it and it's this big prayer and they might not even know.
I think, yeah, I mean, I think it's easy to forget when, like, I just gave my client the arrangement that you made me for
Nice.
her yesterday, and I just got to hang out with her. And I just, yeah, I mean, I definitely experienced that circle, right, that you talk about, and how it's like win, 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 right? And this is a thing that I'm working on how to talk about. Like the best businesses are not zero sum, right? Like it just lifts everybody.
Hmm.
And I had what you need, you have what I need,
Right.
and it really made everybody's life more easy, right? And
Yeah.
because you're aligned with the thing you made, and just everybody's the results is just
The
exactly what
results.
everyone
And it's
needed.
like, is
Yeah.
this work of service that I'm doing, what is the service that it's offering, and not just like, oh, it fills a need, they want to make it, they want to give a gift, but it's like, is it like of service from my heart,
Yeah.
like is it of the highest good for me to be creating these wreaths and arrangements? And oh, I when I look at them, I'm like, I think it is, you know.
Oh, totally. Well,
Yeah,
and speaking of your wreath, I just wanted to just talk about, I just joined a class where you helped me make this wreath,
it's
which I
so
would
beautiful,
never have thought. I mean,
amazing.
it was I mean, I knew it was, to me, I knew you put a lot of work in it. But now when I think about, now that I've done it
Hmm.
myself, I mean, this is what I love about crafting is like you learn enough to know how worth it is to pay someone else to do it. Because, right, like now I have felt what it takes
Right.
hand, one by one, and you even prepped this already, ready to go kit for me.
Mhm.
Um, but but that I I mean, and I felt the intention prayers going into it that as I made it and you were facilitating us during that time too, and that was really beautiful. Part of what I'm trying to say is like when I talk about pricing with my clients in business coaching, um, I try to say like there's like the cost of the object and the cost of labor, but really like what I always try to get them to is what's the value of the impact
Mm.
afterwards?
Mm.
What are they gaining? And I would, as we're just talking about it, like your client gained quite a lot of things, right? By giving this gift. The recipient also gained a lot of impact, like they felt cared for. I mean, what dollar amount do you put on that? And I'm not saying like it's like everything is worth $1 million. I'm just saying like don't feel any constraint in some ways, right? Constriction. Like what you're making is just pretty freaking awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Thanks so much for letting us riff on that. It's just this beautiful, like ideal business, ideal you actually, like
It
business
feels that. I
maker.
like
Yeah.
love my like super successful real estate clients, and he's like, I love your gifts. They're so it's like the most authentic gift I can give, and I'm like, oh, thank you. I mean, that's like the best compliment I can receive. And I had somebody that bought a gift for her husband, a wreath, like a year ago, and then they sent me a video of about 2 weeks ago of him replanted all the succulents from the wreath in his garden, and they're like this big now, and
Oh
he's
my gosh.
so happy. And I'm
Yes.
like, the gift just goes.
It just goes. It
Yeah,
just
I
goes.
love
And again,
seeing that.
the earth, right? The earth's power just keeps like just
It just does. It doesn't
right?
stop. It's like abundance, blooming, growing,
Yeah.
more. Yeah.
Yes. Awesome. Awesome.
Hmm.
So I'd ask you to bring a challenge today, like a
Mm.
business challenge that we could discuss, put on the table, see what we can see.
Yeah. Let's see. I want to expand my business. Like gifts are going well, and I'm really enjoying working with all of my clients. Um, and I want to call in more opportunities to do more gifts. And then there's two areas I want to bring into my business as well. Like I've started doing my heart-centered intention-based classes, and I really would like to create more of that. And I'm also want to go into events. So like if we were
Mm,
creating like a sacred geometry of my business, like it's not it's not mirroring the other side yet. It's kind of still empty as
hmm.
far as the way that the expansion is going to unfold.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so which one of those feels better to focus on? Like how can I connect to more people who I could teach classes to? Like, I don't know, or helping myself navigate into doing more weddings, bar mitzvahs, office dinners where they need centerpieces. I see both
Hmm.
opportunities as a pillar in the foundation of my business moving forward.
Hmm. So is your sort of first question here today, knowing that these two are like in front of you as
Hmm.
things to build, is it kind of like how to choose what next? Is that the
I mean, I
question?
think they're simultaneous. I guess my
Okay,
question was, which one would you want to focus on for like how
for
to
us
navigate
today.
into growing that pillar? Hmm.
Got it. Yeah. I mean, I guess I would want to know because they feel really different, right? So
They're very
courses,
different.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
think. How do you feel about focusing on the classes?
yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Um, I can just see, I mean,
Hmm.
I took that class from you, so I know what that experience is like, and that's, I think, the type of class you've done so far. Um, have you had like a favorite class um, structure or how it felt for you?
Yeah, I mean, um, I like to do them in person
Yeah,
versus on Zoom,
what we
although I
did. Hmm.
recognize the value of being on Zoom right now,
Hmm.
especially for companies who can't have their employees together and they want to create a connection atmosphere where they're not drinking, or maybe they've already painted, or
Hmm.
those kinds of things. So I'm feeling like this calling to help businesses like that who want to create an atmosphere, but they're not back in the office yet. So,
Mm,
so wanting to enhance the Zoom class,
yeah.
you were my first Zoom class. But in my in-person, yeah, I just loved that I got to bring in kind of a little bit more of my spirituality into the class in
Yeah.
ways that people were not familiar with yet in person, like using like a homemade in Oakland. It's called Aqua de Florida. It's a Florida water, and you spray it and you wipe yourself down with it, and it's like an energetic cleanser. So
Mm,
I sent that around the room, and I staged it all out, and I just got the atmosphere ready for everybody to kind of go into their heart. And then also in the group setting, that there's a lot of nice connection happening, and
hmm.
support and listening and receiving. And I felt like on Zoom we didn't get that so much as our connection. And yeah, I would want to enhance that if I'm going to continue doing classes on Zoom, which I feel like there is a need for right now.
I think there's a need for, and I was just listening to what you just told me is you'd rather do in person, or did I miss that? In person feels
In person
easier
feels
to make
great.
what
Yeah,
you want, right? Make it feel like what you want, connecting with you and with each other.
I do. And that also, I just feel like the Zoom is really a good option in this moment of time that we're in.
Hmm.
So,
I mean, I think you can have it all,
yes.
and you can't do them all at once, or you can't like they can't all be top focus. So I do think there's some just like what do you call it? This is just the chapter of building one of those
Mm.
is the way I would advise, just because it's hard to solve multiple problems at once, right? Or to like create a new machine, all three different machines all at once is kind of what I was thinking. So if we just think about what if you want in-person um, events, what are the barriers to that?
Location.
Yeah,
I need somebody to host it.
yeah,
I mean, in my perfect world, somebody hosts it and brings the group together, and I show up with all the kids and get to offer this beautiful class.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I wonder if work from home companies are saying like work from home, but get together once a month on our patio, and maybe they could schedule you.
Be
I
really
can
cool.
imagine if you connected on LinkedIn with HR people, whoever
Hmm.
the people, the people director is, and
Totally.
sometimes there's like a director of culture. That could be fun. Do you know anybody in those spaces?
Yeah, my girlfriend worked for LinkedIn as an admin assistant for a long time, and she was like, "Oh my God, everyone's working from home and looking for things to do with their companies. Try to get in
Yeah.
touch with all the admin assistants, executive assistants."
Oh,
So
right.
that's on my. That's,
I can't hear you.
sorry about
Oh,
that.
there we go.
A
Yeah,
call came through. I just silenced.
got it. Um, how does that sound? Does it sound like you like work you want to do, reaching out to
Yeah.
those people?
I mean, it's not my favorite part. Yeah. But yeah, I could do it. I think the hardest part is like navigating down to the person.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I wonder about getting your assistant people, right? People who normally build.
I have a girl who assists me and helps me with things. I wonder if I reach out to her, if she could help me find the contacts. And she's like
Okay, just,
affordable and does really good work.
oh, that's so good.
Thank you.
Um, yeah, just making a list, right? So all you have to do is get your energy up where you feel ready to, make some calls.
Yeah,
And I guess it could be email first and then follow-up calls.
right.
Yeah, I can picture it. can
I
picture
can
it really
picture
beautiful.
it. This is how I got into the real estate. I had her pull a list. I gave her all the companies and pull all their emails, and I just emailed them and introduced myself. And I did the same thing when I had first launched my event rental program, which is no longer.
Right.
Which I need to update my website. But I did the same thing with that. I had a list and I just made calls. Yeah.
Yeah. How did it feel to make calls? A lot of people find
Oh
that hard.
gosh. I
Like,
used to be in sales and cold call all the time, but
yeah.
I was so nervous. And one woman's like, "You sound like you're underwater. I can't hear you." And I was like, "Oh, Sarah, come on, get it together." Yeah.
Right.
But
Right.
everyone loved the idea when I was able to communicate it. But
Yeah.
I think that I could be much clearer now with this offering because it's very much what I'm feeling called to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, then when one person tells another person, it's like want to be having classes like every week I'm teaching a class.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I would encourage you to do is make kind of a calendar of your work hours and think about what's your ideal, like, it's kind of the dream goal, right? If your business now, when you talked about having these three different elements,
Mm.
maybe have you tried doing that? Like sketch a calendar of ideal event slots
Not
and
yet. I like that idea
think
though.
about that because in a way you're asking for something
Right.
specific, right? But even so they all kind of marry with your whole lifestyle, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
all the all the hats you wear, mom, friend, you know, business CEO, like everything, right? All the things that we have to do.
Yeah.
And just see what fits. And then I really like when it feels like, oh, I just have to book six or like it just feels like or six a week, six a month, whatever it is, but like it's like you can get your
Totally.
head around it.
Yeah.
And then
That's
maybe
helpful.
your assistant makes a list of 26 places. So, you don't have to get 26 yeses, right? You can just go
Right.
into them feeling like this
Right.
is plenty. Somewhere in here will, it feels, I mean, ideally, it feels inevitable that you'll get what you're looking for.
Yeah, I'm feeling like a campaign,
Yeah.
like call Hillary, help me like write this beautiful email out. I get
Yeah.
in touch with all these companies. I send them this and see who replies and let that be like the first cold run or warm
Mm-hmm.
run. And then I can
Mm-hmm.
like make a follow-up call to those and like, you know,
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of warm and cold, I mean, I just think of your friend who is the executive assistant, right? And already knows some, right? Probably others in that world. And every corporate person that probably has some connection, a name they can give you.
hmm,
So then that warm list will feel better than just like, I'll call Google and Facebook.
totally.
And
And I mean, I'm just thinking right now, like, yeah, I have the classes over here and I have the events over here, but really they're like this because the class is an event.
yes,
And then they take the class and then they're like, oh, we have this event.
right, right.
Of
You're
course,
right.
it's all
Corporate
woven
events.
together. Hmm.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. And then you go right into the I think you had said you have bar mitzvah table arrangement,
Hmm.
right? Like,
Yeah, this weekend.
yeah, it will make sense, right? When
And a
people see
class.
that you did that.
Yeah. I have the
I
bar
love
mitzvah
that.
and then I have a Zoom 6-person, like, little team class.
Yeah. Well, you didn't really need my help, but it was really fun to dream with you. I can totally see it being
I'll
great.
take it. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it's
Uh,
hard for me sometimes to sit down and do that part of the job because I am more of a creative. And I do make things happen. Like I have that energy in me. Like I'm
yeah,
a generator, so I
yeah,
have to remember to connect to that every day and be like, what am I going to do today to move my business forward?
yeah. Well,
And
we started this uh, session, this talk, with you being a generator, right? I mean, you made something from nothing, and that's what I love about entrepreneurs.
mm,
You're making this engine that make that uh, allowed you to create a life, right? Create the life that you're living with
Right.
with your family, for yourself.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. And now you're having more and more staff people, and something that I just really love, that power of like you get to make a world for the people in your container.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the girls that work for me and just so grateful for their support.
That.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's
And
been fun to watch them grow in their creation process too.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I
And the
can just
trust that
imagine.
has blossomed from working together now for, one of my girls has been there for like 14, 15 months. Yeah. And she's just
Nice.
like, now I can ask her to be in charge and do things when I'm not around. And she just is
Good.
always shows up whenever she can for me. And I appreciate that so much. So we
Yeah.
definitely have a beautiful energy going, I think, of reciprocity and gratitude and genuine care about each other and well-being. So
Yes. Love
I try
that.
to pay them the best that I can.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
people can feel when they are seen, right? Really seen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was a fun discussion.
Thanks, May.
This is the closing question I like to ask. What's one thing you're calling in for your business or yourself right now?
What am I calling in? Hmm. I am calling in new opportunities that are divinely aligned with my heart and with my mission here on earth. More opportunities to create and to be of service to my community.
Hmm.
Um, a really lovely, energetically high home for me and my
Yes.
boys and my business, and just kind of calling in the next evolution of what the business is going to be. Like, I'm ready to receive more.
I love
Hmm.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is where like I hope it wasn't like a boring conversation because I was like, yeah, you got this. Like I feel like
No, I mean,
it's
sometimes
gonna
we just need
happen.
that reassurance. I hadn't even gotten that far yet. I was like, where's my, I don't have my pencil and paper right here. Like, just needed that, like, reflection to be like, yeah, you already did this with the real estate agents. And why aren't you doing this with these other two pillars? And even this clarity just from this call of making the pillars, I hadn't even talked about that to myself yet before.
Oh, well, yeah,
Yeah.
it came out of you as though it had been living there.
It's
So
like
that's
it's
beautiful.
ready. They're
Yeah.
ready. Yeah, they're
Yes.
ready. So,
Yes.
I'm excited.
2022.
Yeah, I think it's
We're
going to be a big growth year for my business. Just feeling my
100%.
own inner blossoming, and it'll create that naturally. So,
Yeah.
hmm.
Yeah. Bring it in.
Bring it in.
The river
Yeah.
of wealth.
Yes, please, God.
Bring it in.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much for hanging out, Sarah.
I loved it, May. Thank you. I really
All right.
appreciate you bringing me on today.
Thanks. Thanks to your friends for joining us, for jumping
I
in
know.
here
I'm
too. That
so
was
glad
great.
people joined. It's
Yes.
fun. All right,
All
sweetie.
right.
Love
Have a great
you.
week.
You
Bye.
too. Bye.